Hey guys, Jay here. So in this video today, I am in this weird corner over here, up here, because, well, it's the layout of the picture of the Ascendancy class. So we need to prioritize showing information. All right, so bear with me here. It looks a little weird, but it is what it is. So this is the Ritualist. It is the second Ascendancy class for the Huntress. We will go through it. So first of all is the blood boil skill. Well, if it is a skill that kind of is extra clear speed. So if you kill a monster, it will apply the blood. It will attack a monster. It apply the blood boil, and if you kill it, it kind of explode and create a ground effect that applies corrupted blood to nearby monster. So it is like a bleed explosion or proliferation kind of thing. I personally don't really like it that much from the look of it because the number seems to be kind of right. So we'll see. But this is something that is not really insane from the look of it for single target. For pure damage, it's just like extra clear. So I'm not really like too excited about this one in particular, Blood Boil. Second, we have the Ritual Sacrifice. This is a 4-pointer branch, and Ritual Sacrifice can be used on yourself to remove 20% life and gain random monster modifier. So the skill itself is when you kill like a rare monster, you can actually perform the Ritual Sacrifice on it. So you literally like skinning it, use your dagger, bam, and get a buff from the monster. And the next point is going to give you the buff, just a random buff, and you can perform the skill on yourself. Personally, I am very skeptical on this skill because from the look of it, we actually have the animation mid-combat. If you use this skill, you need to actually stop for a few seconds and wait for the animation to go off. It's like pulling the lever in the map, the weird map that everyone kind of don't like. So it kind of is like stopping yourself from killing monster and doing other stuff. So I don't really prefer this one. I don't really like this one per se. But yeah, if this is your thing, it's pretty cool. Thematically is very cool. Not gonna lie. The next branch is this one. So this is +1 charm slot. 20% more charm charges gained, so you can use the charmed more frequently, or the charms can trigger frequently. Can instead consume 25% of maximum mana to trigger a charm with insufficient charges. This is actually pretty good. So this guarantees you to always have the charm effect on all the time if you can sustain the mana. And sustain the mana, you have a lot of ways to sustain the mana, much more than you can sustain the charm charges, because for now the charm charges can only be gained from kills. No way you can sustain it on boss fight. But mana, you can have ways to sustain your mana. You can have regen, you can have mana flask, or leech, any other way. So I think this is, if the charm is going to be more powerful, then this can be pretty powerful as well. So I'm interested in this note. We'll see if there is anything like particularly interesting that we can use, or it's just like a raw utility that you can have all the time reliably on the charms if you have the mana, right? Next is a 2-pointer. So Wildwood Persistent. This one, 5% increased life recovery per 5% missing life. I don't like this one that much, unless they buff life significantly. And by the way, the skill tree where the Huntress start, it is the dexterity area of the skill tree. You don't really have a lot of life regen over there. Maybe life recovery rate here is referring more toward life leech. But I don't know. This seems to be a very limited amount of life recovery. And for flask, normally if you press the flask, you already have a lot of recovery. So I don't like this one as well. I know so far I don't seem to like anything here in particular, but the next part seems to be pretty good. So first of all, we have +1 ring slot. You have to choose one of the 3 ways to get there. You have to reduce 30% of mana, 15% all resistances, or 25% reduced spirit. So this is pretty significant downside. I would say maybe the reduced resistances, this is the easiest thing to deal with. Reduce mana, some build might not need mana, so this can be a throwaway. Spirit is very valuable. I really like a lot of spirit, so I don't like losing spirit. But +1 ring slot is insane. I already talked about it in another video, but +1 ring slot, let me remind you of the existence of a particular item named Ingenuity Belt. That belt gives you your rings, basically. So non-corrupted, it can roll up to 80%. And it can be corrupted to, I think, 93% maximum. But let's just say 80%. Normally, 80% of 2 rings that you are having is already way more powerful of a total amount of like stat that you can get. 2 rings is already so much more powerful than a normal belt. And that is the hands down the best belt in the game for literally almost any build in the game as we speak. I'm not sure if it is going to be as dominant, but I would imagine it will be one of the best belt in the game still, especially if we use this particular Ascendancy. It will be a no-brainer to use the Ingenuity, because you have 1 more ring. That's about it. It's just a lot more stat. So yeah, I think this is very powerful. And then Mystic Attunement overall is just a lot more stat. So it can be good for like stacking anything that you have on your rings. Really, you can have mana, you can have attribute. Those used to be very strong. I'm not sure to what degree it is nerfed, but we can have other stuff as well. You can have life, you can have accuracy, you can have basically anything you can roll in the ring, you can kind of stack it in here. Right, so overall, there's quite a lot of power packed into this branch. However, because of the questionable other things, I'm skeptical of Ritualist. This is hype for me. The ring stuff, this branch is hype for me. But I'm not hyped about all the other stuff so far. Maybe this can be good if the animation is instant or almost instant, the sacrifice. But if it will take like a few seconds for you to like kneel down, the character will kneel down, it'll bring out the dagger, will stab on the corpse and actually do some skinning action. I don't think it is going to work. So anyway, this is the Ritualist. That is my thought on the Ritualist. Let me know if you think that I am completely wrong or am I cooking. So far, I don't think this class is going to be insane because it does have one strong thing, but the other stuff is questionable. So maybe we can take the mind philteracy thingy over here. We can take the charms stuff, and overall, maybe, just maybe, we'll have something good. Because the charms, if you can sustain the mana, the charms effect will be pretty strong. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you do enjoy. If you do, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you think that my take is bad or good. So, peace.